Joining the Discovery for a month's cruise through the Red, Med and Black Seas. We've flown to Egypt to join the ship at the port of Safaga, and reception readies itself for our welcome. For the first leg, we'll be sailing through the Suez Canal from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean. Then we'll pop into Beirut, visit Syria, and then Turkey. The ship is a positive pleasure palace with chic shopping for the well-heeled cruisers and is scheduled to distinguish the quick from the dead. Now, where will I be laying my head? Well, here's the cabin.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Seven Continents restaurant is now open, serving all passengers in their early seating. Ladies and gentlemen, bon appetit.
Discovery's 500 sailing souls are fed at 2 dinner sittings, and whilst the earlier birds are pecking at the trough, I enjoy a balmy cocktail on deck. What's your favourite cocktail?
My favourite cocktail, sir, is Long Island Iced.
Well, we're on our way for the first part of the journey. And this is leaving the port of Safaga and heading towards Sharm el-Sheikh. And we should be in there by tomorrow morning. Crossing the Red Sea, we arrive early at Sharm el-Sheikh so that the early morning deck walkers can count the yachts and wonder where the charming sheikh has actually gone. We're here so those so inclined may visit the world's oldest Christian monastery on the Sinai Peninsula. Some people have gone off to the monastery, the St. Catherine's Monastery, up on Mount Sinai, and other people are getting the ship shape by cleaning it. It's always good to see a man with his hose. The ship is constantly cleaned, repaired and readied for different climes and challenges. It had already had to increase its security and install barbed wire before sailing through the troubled waters of Somalia and Yemen to avoid pirate attacks. Before we leave Egypt, we watch the business of the busy port and wait our turn on the slick sea at the mouth of the Suez Canal. We're waiting our turn to join the convoy to go through the canal to head through to the Mediterranean at some stage this morning.
As you go along the canal itself, you will see there are markers along the starboard side which give you a countdown of the number of kilometres to go to Port Said.
This international waterway that was built by Ferdinand de Lesseps, 1856, 1869.
Our learned onboard guide keeps us well informed throughout the voyage.
Sinai still lies to our starboard side.
Since wresting control of the canal from its French builders, Egypt receives a substantial income from its users. So human horror apart, terrorist attacks can affect their balance sheets. We lunch on the top deck as the 120 miles of canal and its sizable military presence slip by.
Please be advised that the ship's clocks will be set forward by 1 hour tonight. I repeat, ship's clocks will be set forward by 1 hour tonight. Thank you.
Now we're on Eastern Mediterranean time as we wake up off the Lebanese coast. I must be confused by the time shift, as I'm up early and jogging about a deserted deck on the still sleeping ship. I think the balloons mean there's a birthday on board. The breakfast crew lay out the first fine spread of the day as we near our berth in the Lebanese capital. It is definitely time for a cup of coffee. Now here's a man who knows how to toss. Excellent. And he makes a perfect omelette as we sail into Beirut. Look who's here already. The United Nations, so necessary and present here in Lebanon. Well, they've prepared a welcoming committee. Is that just for little me?
I do apologise for being a little bit late, but unfortunately that was completely out of our hands. United Nations warships stopped us this morning, or forbid us from coming in any closer than 12 miles of the Lebanese coast. And apart from that, enjoy your stay. Thank you.
Beirut was a happy-go-lucky, modern and vibrant city until civilities between the many and varied religions that had endured centuries turned sour. Today the country is trying to rebuild and re-establish itself as a safe city. There are still stark reminders, though, of the recent and bloody troubles. Hopefully the UN presence is a help to this process. Tonight it looks like they're preparing a party, just as we're setting sail north to Syria.
This is the Syrian port of Tartus that we've arrived in this morning, and from here we're going to have a tour up to an old monastery called the Crac de Chevalier. And not many of us have been up a Chevalier's crack before.
Our tour guide today is Abdul, who comes prepared with a witty repartee.
Near this area is the small village of the president in Syria, Al-Assad.
Stop me if you've already heard the one about the Sunni, the Shiite and the Alawite.
You know, the Muslim is alcohol is haram, you know? Alcohol is haram, alcohol is haram. Okay, in Muslim Sunnite, you have a drink, just water. Shiite, just beer, and Alawite is a drink whiskey. Because why drink whiskey? Because it's whiskey made in Scotland, no problem.
This part of Syria, along the Crusaders' highway, is still home to the country's few Christians. Before reaching the fortress, we visit St. George's Monastery, dedicated to that well-known and internationally revered saint. Though the numbers of Syrian Christians are dwindling and threatened, here is a potent reminder of the historical significance and still a draw for today's visitors. The Chevalier's Fortress is a World Heritage Site, though in a ruinous state. But it is as popular an historical monument with Syrian schoolchildren, all keen to practice their English, as it is with tourists and visitors. From Syria, we sail into the armpit of the Mediterranean and along the coast of Turkey to the splendid port and town of Alanya. I hop on a local bus with some undeodorized travellers to make the journey to the castle on the top of the mountain overlooking the town and the whole bay. Alanya's castle is a magnificent sight. Oh, that'll be the ship. Oh, that'll be a sailor. The Red Tower guarding the bay is also the name of one of the city's most successful microbreweries.
Okay, Bird, action!
And it makes it damn fine beer.
Cheers, dears.
Judy here knows when something slips down a treat.
That's nice.
Good?